So reels are 15 seconds and they can be shared to your grid or your feed. And the main difference, in my opinion, in story, because that's like the number one question I've been getting asked is like, what's the difference in stories and reels? And that's why, honestly, I was not all that jazzed about this for a while because I don't know, I just didn't really see the big appeal. But the main difference is the distribution. So stories, if you think about it, are mostly going to be seen by people who already follow you. Now, obviously, you can use a hashtag or a location in your stories, and there's a chance that somebody will see you or find you based on that. But it's still very minimal. So stories is mostly going to be people who are already following you. It's kind of like the off the cuff, behind the scenes, like this is my life type thing, right? So you're not probably going to be making a reel of like, I don't know, like MJ and I had a Chick-fil-A picnic in the front yard earlier. Like I'm not going to be like, "Ooh, we're making a reel of us having a picnic." So like stories is more that. Whereas reels, like I said, it can be shared to your feed, so it can live on forever, even if you don't share it to your feed. Um, I've noticed just whenever something new comes out, like there's a reason that I'm just now having a training on this is because I wanted to test it out and like use it and just kind of see all the little nuances before I did a training. And obviously I'm sure this is going to change, right? Because if you'll know, I have my Mastergram program, and I was literally about to record the whole module on like reading your insights, and all of Instagram insights changed. I was like, well, so this is training is how it is today and what I know as of today, but I'm sure that will change. Okay, so it can be shared to your grid, but what I've noticed is that even when I've taken them off my grid sometimes, because in the beginning I was getting share happy and like it's like this weird image of me like doing like some weird replay, so you can remove them from your grid. But I've noticed that even after I've removed them, that they're still getting views. I've also noticed that reels that have come up, and I'll show you this, reels that have come up on the explore page and hashtag pages, if you click on them, they're not always like up to the minute recent. Like sometimes they'll be a little bit older, so they are kind of living longer, obviously, than stories. I mean, I know you can do story highlights, but your story highlights are getting pushed out to new people. So let me show you what it looks like on the this is what it looks like on the explore page, and this is what it looks like on a hashtag page. So we're going to talk about, when we talk about text, you want to optimize the text in your reel for a square. So for the explore page view or a grid page view, versus, like I said, I think it's just so funny that it's different, but that's Instagram for you. So this was the back to school 2020 hashtag. So if you go to the back to school 2020 hashtag, this is the first, this reel comes up. What I do find interesting is when I click on recent, let me know. I would seriously love to know if you see a reel on recent. I have yet to see a reel come up on the recent tab. Also, I've noticed that when you are on the hashtag and you scroll down on this hashtag, I don't really see many other reels. So I don't know. I haven't tested it long enough to see how long a reel is like staying up on the top of a hashtags page, if that makes sense. I did have a client, this was exciting, who she did a reel of her favorite immune supplement, and we made it to the top of the immune support page, and she got a lot of views, and she even got some followers out of it, of one simple reel. So this is why I'm now excited about it. But like I said, we're going to learn how to optimize, like you don't want your text here. Obviously, you wouldn't be on this training if you didn't think it was important, but it's an excellent way to bring new people to your profile. Just looking at the amount of likes I've gotten on my reels, it's not that many compared to the amount of views. So I think that the last one I did, I'm up to like 3,300 views on the reel, but I only have like 60 likes or something. So, but if I look at the likes and you scroll down, which I'll show you this too, there's a ton of people who weren't already following me. It was about half and half. Like 30 of the likes were from my existing followers and the other half were from people who weren't. So it's like right now is like prime time The weird thing is it can be video clips only. So on stories, you know, you can pull up a photo from your camera roll. You can only use video. On reels, there are some hacks around that I'll talk about in the next slide. As Heather, you talked about, they can be pre-recorded, or you can just film them in the app. You can also create drafts on your reels page, although my friend Sabrina said she did that and she had a bunch of drafts saved on her reels page, and something happened with her Instagram. She had to like reset her password and they're all gone. So if you're going to save a bunch of drafts, I would save them to your camera roll, which you can do, and I'm going to show you that. The editing capabilities in the app are very limited and very frustrating. So there's still a lot that needs to be fixed. If you do have music, let me know. I'm going to show y'all again. Do y'all have music? I have it, but most people don't. Y'all have it? Y'all have it? Yeah, okay. If you were to film a reel with music and then you try to save that to your camera roll, you'll get a pop-up that says cannot save music or whatever. Like it'll only record the video, but that's fine. Like you can still just save the video of the reel you made to your camera roll. And when you upload it again to Reels, you can still add back in the music and it's the same. You just, I don't know why. Anyway. The insights are extremely limited. The only thing you can see in Reels is likes, comments, and you can see who has shared it to their stories. And you can see, not everybody can see that though. I have that feature for some reason and then it wasn't working and whatever. And you can see the amount of plays the video got. It does not count in your overall, like your Instagram insights. Like if you go to your content interactions or all of that, it doesn't count as part of that, which is, again, I think that's dumb. But don't be intimidated by the quick edits and cuts and music and fancy apps and all the like cool, you know, transitions that people are doing. That is 100% not necessary. The one I filmed about this training that got 3,300 views, I filmed like in my pajamas. I was like, oh crap, I'm doing this training in 2 days. I should probably do a reel about the Reels training. And I just filmed it really fast. Like, so it does not have to be fancy at all. If it feels intimidating to you and you're like, oh my God, I got to do this like cutesy dance or something, just think of it like a story and just remember that you can film it like a story, the 15 seconds, and just go from there. Oops. A few little hacks. I have not used InShot yet. Does anybody on the call, do any of you use InShot or have you used InShot before? I know a lot of people are using InShot to do a lot of like fancy cool things. I just like, I don't have time for extras right now. So I'm just doing like the bare bones basic stuff. You can also, if you don't have music, you can film. So today, for example, like I was streaming Amazon Music from my phone. I was streaming music today from Amazon Music on my phone, and you can film a story and that music will still be playing in the background. So then you could essentially, like if you're just dead set on having music in your reel and you don't have it, you could film it that way and then save, you know, do the little down arrow at the top of your story, save that video clip to your camera roll, and then use it in your reel. And I'm going to show you how to do that. But it's just a little hack if you don't have music. Also, I'm not sure if y'all knew this. I don't know how this works on Android, but you know, on an iPhone and you take photos and they're the live photos, you can actually go to that live photo and save it as a video to your camera roll. So then it becomes a video instead of just a still image, which can also be used in Reels. Also, there's a free app called Image Play. I used that in one of my Reels where I just wanted like a blank screen. I just wanted a blank, like color, one of my brand color screens, and I just wanted text over it. I uploaded just a plain blank image to Image Play, and that it makes it a GIF or GIF, whatever. and you don't see that, obviously, it just looks like one because it's just the one image like playing 15 times, but it's just a way to hack it and make it a video so that it can be uploaded to your reels. Just a few quick video tips, and if you, most of you on here, either clients or former clients, so you know this, but the more you can say you and your, the better. Avoid the intro, which is, hey guys, happy Tuesday. Today I'm going to tell you about, it's like you've already lost people. And I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing about what it says about our attention spans in 2020, but people, this is why Reels and like why TikTok and everything was so popular, is because we have such short attention spans, and it gets people straight to the point. Also, just bonus tip, I have a theory that there's a reason that Instagram stories cuts you off after 1 minute. Like you can't keep recording. It's because they want people to get to the point. So the good thing about Reels is you don't have time to do any of that fluff. You only have 15 seconds. And so it does kind of train you to get into the, getting straight to the meat of what you want to talk about. You also want to fill the camera frame. Like you wouldn't want to have, I can't see myself right now. So you wouldn't want to have it like this or like this. Like you want to have just like, a bit of headroom on your videos. And I promise we're going to get to like the fun part in just a second. Okay, so let's make your first reel. We're going to, I set this up in the way that I learned. So hopefully this works for you. The next slides I'm going to go through are screenshots, because before we just jump right into making it, I'm going to show you the different features and how to do it. And then we're actually going to make it. And so for today's prompt, we're just going to keep it simple. And even if you didn't bring a prop with you or whatever, like think about your free, like 3 favorite tips even. So if you have 3 favorite ways to combat stress, or 3 favorite ways to get your child to say their first word, or 3 favorite features of something. It could even be your 3 favorite features of one of your programs. So you don't necessarily have to have like a physical prop, but this is where we're going to start today. And you can even screenshot this if you want, just for like, this is mostly geared towards health and wellness people, but podcasts, books, people to follow, any of that's good. So be thinking of that if you don't already know what you want to do. And I just wanted to show you, so this is the difference so this is, you see how I'm selected over here on my grid? This is the grid view. So you see, this is where I got excited and shared it too fast. And see how the text is cut off? Whereas this reel, I actually planned ahead and did it right. And I'm going to show you how to size your cover image. You should have gotten an email from me with a template for this cover image, so you can use the template. So this is what it looks like from your grid view. And then this is what it looks like from Reels. So right here, if you don't have this icon on your Instagram, it's because you haven't done a reel yet. Once you do one, you will have this icon. So all your reels live here. This is also where your drafts live. So if you do one and you save it as a draft, this is very similar to IGTV, how grid view is square, IGTV and Reels is the portrait. This is how it looks from grid view over here. And if somebody wants, this is just like IGTV, if they want to watch which this part's kind of weird because, okay, IGTV, only the first minute is previewed on your feed. And then they have to click IGTV to watch the full video. Well, Reels are only 15 seconds. So this is why it's really important to keep the text in that square instead of at the top and the bottom, like the example I showed you. Because if people are just scrolling through their feed and they watch your entire reel from their feed view, from the square view, and you have text at the top and bottom, it's going to get cut off and they're not going to see it. But if they click watch Reels, that's when they see, oh, this is not the right slide, but I'll show you what they see when they click Reels. I did just want to show you this, though. This is why I left this slide here. When you click on these 3 little dots right here, this is from the grid view, not from Reels view. This is the menu you get. This is the menu I get. Yours might look a little different. Instagram is weird like that. The view story reshares is really cool. Today mine wouldn't load, but you can also remove it from your profile grid if you don't want that preview to be on your profile anymore. Share it to your stories, any of that stuff. This is what it looks like in Reels view. So again, this is very similar to IGTV, where people can click more down here to see the full caption. I'm going to show you too. I knew this, but like I said, I got share happy the other night. When you start to put your text on, and I'll show you, there's a guard around the edge. You want to pay attention to that guard because you see how my text got cut off. Links are not clickable in Reels, and so that's why I just made this one as like a pretty link, like that's easy enough to remember. But if you click down here, add more, this is what you'll see. You'll see the full caption. This is not clickable. Again, the only reason I put it in is just because it's like an easy enough to remember URL. And then when you click these 3 dots right here, these 3 dots, this is what you see. You get these insights. So this is where this is different. You can actually save it to your camera roll after you've already published it. When you edit it, you cannot edit the cover image. You can only edit what's in the caption, by the way. When you click on the little heart, this is what you see. You see how many plays it has. And like I was saying in the beginning, it's really cool just to scroll through to the bottom to see the people who weren't following you that liked it. I just thought that was interesting. How you actually create it. And I'm going to walk through this quickly only because I want us to actually make one. But this is I'm on my story. So this is like if I was going to go upload a new story. At the bottom, you're going to see live, story, and Reels. So then you're going to click Reels, obviously. Here are a couple different options. If you have music, it'll be here. This is like the sped up timer thingy. This is all your different filters. And this is a self timer. So I'm going to show you the self timer first. The self timer is for if you want, literally it's a self timer. So like you can count down. I think it counts down from 3. I don't remember if it's 3 or 5. But you can literally set the self timer. And what this isn't setting how many seconds you have before it takes the photo. This is setting, hey, I know that I want this clip. Let's say you want 3 5-second video clips. You would set this to the 5-second mark and it won't let you record more than 5 seconds. So when I was doing my hashtag reel, I must have done this, I don't know, 15 times because I couldn't get it right. I couldn't get the time right. So this is where you can hit set timer, walk away, film your video, it'll count down for you, and it'll only let you record up to the amount of time you've set. And obviously, if you were to pull this pink slider all the way over, it would let you record the full 15 seconds. So that's if you're just going to do one video of you talking or showing something for 15 seconds, you can totally do that. You don't have to have videos strung together, and you don't have to have clips. Like I said, if it's intimidating to you, you can just think about it like a story. I think y'all can see this. Up here is your progress bar once you start filming clips. When this is all the way to the end, that's your full 15 seconds. So this shows you 1, 2 video clips are on here. I'm also going to go back real quick and just show you this. The speed up thing is here. This only works if you select it prior to filming. You can't film first and then speed it up. So if you want your video to be sped up or slowed down, you have to select this prior. Same with filters. If you want to have a filter, you have to select it prior to filming. And then if you want to use a video that's already on your camera roll, you would go down here to this little square, y'all see it, and select your video from there.
And then can you speed up the video that you import? No.
Has to be sped up. If you are filming it ahead of time and then you want to add it to Reels and have it sped up, you would have had to speed it up in a different app, like InShot or whatever. I know it's weird. Another little weird nuance thing is let's say you want to use a filter for every single video clip, you have to reselect the filter every time, or I've had to. That's how mine has been anyway. So you'll see when you go to select a video clip, it'll only show you videos. Here's another weird nuance editing thing. You can only edit the previous clip. So if you're filming your videos in app, you can't go back to this first video and edit it at all, or delete it, or whatever. You can literally only go back to the one previous, like you previously did, and delete that. So once you get done, this is it's a great face. You do not want to select stories, because if you select stories, it's no longer a reel and it just becomes a story. I don't even know why that option is there. So you would write your caption, and then I've been sharing it to my feed and then taking it off like here and there. I don't know. I've just been testing. So I would say share it to your feed, but I did do one that was about my coffee. I mean, that has nothing to do with Instagram, so I didn't share that one to my feed. So I would just play around with it. I was actually watching some more trainings today just to see if anybody else had insight on it. And it's just the fact that it's still so new of a feature. I would say share it to your feed, but if you don't absolutely want to, you don't have to, you're still going to get really good views. Okay, so you're going to write your caption. You can add hashtags in here. I've found that there is, I tried to just find it somewhere and literally it doesn't exist, but I've found that there's a smaller character limit. I don't know if there's a hashtag limit. Y'all let me know if you find out before me. But I noticed that some of the hashtags I had written had kind of gotten cut off. So that makes me assume it's a character limit and not a hashtag limit issue. That's way less than like a normal Instagram caption. You can also click over here where it says cover and use the slider bar down here to pick a different cover image, or you can get this plus down here where it says add from camera roll and make your own cover image. So these are two different options for cover images. This, like I said, this is in your email, the 1 hour reminder email that you would have gotten. Make sure you open that because it has a Canva template for you to use. Essentially, all it is an Instagram story size with a square in the middle. So I've given all of you this template. So this is the one I did, and then this is the one I did for a client. It's just a photo of her. And as you see, like her face, like I wouldn't want her face to be up here because it would have gotten cut off. So before we start making it, what questions have you got?
I have a quick hashtag question. So is it just as discoverable if you put all of your hashtags in the first comment of the reel?
I have only seen people doing it in the caption. But again, like I'm just going to keep toying with it and see what I figure out. I'll make sure to keep you posted. But as I go, like watch other people and the people who've made it to the hashtag pages, they've been in the caption.
Molly, I have a question.
Yes.
This is Frances. About, you said you don't always click the share to feed, but then where is it shared then?
Oh, I'm sorry. This was before you hopped on. I'll show y'all really quick again. It's available in two places. The Explore page, which is just when you hit the general, like, you know.
Yeah.
But on the Explore page, it's in square format, which is why I was saying it's important to not have your text above the square. Mm-hmm. I don't know. And then here's the Back to School 2020 hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the reel showed up here. So even if you don't use hashtags at all and don't share it to your feed, you could still potentially show up in the Explore page if you're a public account. But I would personally, I would maximize and use hashtags and share it to your feed.
Okay.
One thing, if you have a really great reel and you love it and you did like I did accidentally last 2 nights ago and got share happy and had the really weird image of me on my grid, you could essentially save that to your camera roll and then re-upload it, but you'd lose all your views, you'd lose all your momentum. Yeah, so just don't get share happy like I did and have a weird face of you on your, like I said, I've made all the mistakes. I wanted to wait until I did these for a few weeks before I tried to teach it. Okay, any other questions? I don't have reshares, I assume, because no one shared it. I'm not really sure. Like I said, today, I couldn't even get them to load, even though they were an option. Like it just kept like spinning and spinning. And I tried logging out and logging back in. I don't know. Okay, is everybody? Yeah, yes.
Does it seem to be helping build engagement, like using the reel, like more?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've noticed an increase just overall in a lot of things. If you go to your insights though, don't be scared if they look worse, because I was talking to my other social media, like Instagram friend today. I'm like, hey, am I wrong that like, I can't remember what number that was down. It wasn't my reach. It was like my content interactions or something. I'm like, why is this so down? Like this video has 3,300 views. And then I noticed it's because Reels isn't counting towards that. So like if your insights look a little bit scary right now, like it's because Reels is like its own thing.
Got it. Okay.
As it stands as of today on August 27th.
Okay.
So we'll see how that changes.
Yeah.
Also, the Reels aren't necessarily designed, I'm glad you asked that, because I forgot to mention this. They're not really necessarily designed for a lot of comments. So if you're not getting a lot of comments, that's fine, because think about how people use it. They're just swipe, 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 swipe.
Yeah.
So, but they're really great for that brand awareness, repetition, like I personally don't think it's redundant to create a reel and then also do a post about it and then maybe do a story about it. Like it's all different. People are going to consume the content in all different ways. And like I was saying at the very beginning, the main difference in a reel and a story is who sees it.
Do you have any information on, like, if someone comments and then you comment back, does that increase engagement, or is there no data on that yet?
I mean, I'm sure it does. Just because that has to be a signal to the algorithm that people are liking it.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Another thing to note is, and you probably realize this, but you can't like tag people or like @mention or whatever in the actual video like you can on a story. Because it's more like a post, like it has to be tagged in the caption. What are y'all going to?
Yeah, I just unmuted. I was thinking about doing a book. Although on TikTok, great minds think alike. On TikTok, I always wanted to do like a. You know what I'm saying? So I was just thinking of like putting a question out there and being like, I don't know that I'm going to post this because I'm like not in my element right now. So
It's fine, but it'll be good muscle memory and you can practice.
yeah, exactly.
And like I was saying, again, like, yes, you can do the cute stuff where you're like pointing to things and like, doing the text and all that. But if that's intimidating to you and you like literally just think of it as a story, and you're still going to get great plays, yeah. Even just to keep it simple for today, what y'all could do is like 3 favorite books for learning language.
Yeah.
And then, so literally this is what and this framework works for all of you. Okay. So let's say you want to film it off the app. You would literally be face to camera and you would be like, here are 3 favorite books for developing speech. And then you would literally like turn the camera around on the book and be like, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. And you would like film that as that would then be 4 different videos. And then you would upload each video and it would string it together. That to me is like easy, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, totally. It's super easy. But I'm wondering, like, can't you just film it on here? Like just holding it down and then release and then jump to the book?
Yeah, yeah, you totally can.
Okay.
The only reason I said I like filming off app too, well, honestly, I haven't had Botox in like, over a year, so I'm a little vain. So I do like my filters because it makes me look younger. But you could always film with a filter too in stories and like save it to your camera roll. The only reason I'm saying to do that is in case you lose it, because that has happened where I like had the whole thing ready and then it's like something messes up or whatever and you lose it. It's just kind of glitchy. And I was saying you can't go back to your first video frame if you film it in app and edit it at all. Like, so like once you're done, you're done. So that's why I like having that on your camera roll as like a backup, but you don't have to.
If you don't video it in app, can you go back and edit or no?
What, like if you were to upload like 4 video frames? No.
Okay.
So I'm saying, but if it's already on your camera roll, yeah, you would lose all your text that you took the time to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even show you all the text thing. Did I? I must have left those slides out.
Can you go over if you know the voiceover feature? Like if I string the 3 or 4 videos together, how do I then record? Do you know how to do?
There's not I don't have a voiceover feature.
Okay.
If I ever do a voiceover, I'll do it there's a free app called KindMaster, but you can also do it in InShot, I believe, as well. But I mean, if you see a voiceover thing in stories, in app, that would be cool.
And Molly, did I miss the part where you talked about adding music, which everybody seems to be doing?
You did not. The main reason I didn't go over music is because a lot of people don't have it. And I've gotten a lot of like, oh, well, I don't have music. I can't make, I'm like, there's so much you can do without music. You don't absolutely, for example, I don't know this chick that came up on hold on, let me share this. Sorry, girl, whoever you are. But she came up on my Explore page and she's like doing this dance about like the wrong way to end an email. You know what I mean? Like, I think some of the dances are super cute, but then like, I don't need you being like don't end an email. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I didn't I wanted this training to be like super basic, but I'll show you where the music feature is, Frances, just so you see it. It's right here.
Oh.
And then you can so the slider bar for music looks really similar to the timer slider bar. So you can time it to where the song starts and stops at a certain time. You can't, look at this, you can't see reels I'm not logged into my own account.
Oh.
You can't see you can see the reels that are shared to my feed, but you can't see.
It's funny too, because it's not the real symbol. It's a movie symbol.
It came up as a movie instead. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
So, okay, here's the music. Like, I wanted it to start right when it said help. I need somebody help, yeah. So that one also got a lot of views. My husband's like, what are you doing in there?
I get that a lot.
What are you doing? Here's another one I did. I don't know if y'all saw this one, but this one just super simple.
Hashtags that actually help more people see your content. Do not use hashtags with more than 500,000 uses or you will be buried. If it's a holiday or national day, try using the year afterwards to lessen the competition.
Okay, so here's another weird feature. Let me show you. When this X and these came up,
with more than 5.
If you use stickers, this, like, if you use like a GIF or whatever on there, for the text, there's a slider bar. I can't believe I left that out of the slides. Oh my gosh, of how to do the text, which we'll just walk through it. There's, for text, when you add a text, there's a slider bar at the bottom that shows you where to put the text, like, or where you want the GIFs. You can't do that. Like, it's only like, if you were to pick one, it has to be on there the entire 15 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Which is weird. So that's why I just did an emoji for the check mark and the X instead of like a GIF of a check mark and an X, because it won't let you pick the time.
Question.
Yeah, go for it.
Hear me? I'm just wondering, can you go hands-free or no?
Yeah. So that is where the timer comes in. Okay, this is timer. So if you're picking the timer option down here, I'm pointing like you can see what I'm pointing to, the timer button down here, what this slider bar is not how many seconds you have to count down. It's if you were to put this pink all the way to the end, that's the full 15 seconds. I'm going to show you in action how to make a reel out of videos you've already recorded. So you're going to click down there in the bottom left to your camera roll. Then you're going to select the videos from your camera roll that you want to add to your reel, and you have to do this one at a time. I did this for my massage therapist friend who does mobile massage. So I took a video of her walking in, a video of her setting up her table. Each time you just select it from your camera roll from the bottom left square, select it from your camera roll each time, and hit that check mark. At the top in pink is the progress bar, and when it's full, your 15 seconds are up. So I'm going to hit that next arrow just to keep going. Now all your videos are all together, so click the A in the top right to add text. Since this reel has 3 separate video parts, I'm going to add 3 separate pieces of text. Text on Reels is very similar to Instagram stories, except for on Reels, you can pick and choose which parts of the video the text shows up on, and I'll show you how to do that. So you're going to add each piece of text separately. Note that you can't tag or hashtag when you do this in Reels. Let me show you the guards and where you want to make sure you put your text. See how there's this blue guard that's coming up along the top? You do not want to go any higher than that. In fact, you want to go a little bit lower. So you don't want to go up there or it'll get cut off. There's also a blue guard around the edge. If you go all the way to the edge, your text will also get cut off. So you want to stay in that blue guard. There's also going to be a little guard at the bottom. Once you're done placing the text, you can toggle between all the different text you entered at the bottom, and when it's selected, you'll see it selected in white. And each different piece of text, when it's selected, will be white, and you can move the slider bar in from each direction for where you want that particular piece of text to show up on your reel. This takes a little bit of finesse in just playing with it, so I suggest you maybe just make a few practice reels just to get the feel for it. But as you see here, you can keep messing around with the text. And when it shows, you can have one piece of text that shows throughout the entire video, like this mobile massage by Debbie I have playing through the whole video. And it'll show you where it comes up. I'm going to hit that down arrow at the very top to save this to my camera roll, just in case. This is where you can add your caption and hashtags. You want to make sure Reels is selected at the top and not Stories, and you want to keep it short because people aren't coming to Reels to consume long-form content. You can change the cover image by clicking on the image itself. You can use the slider bar at the bottom to select a cover image from the existing video, or you can select something from your camera roll. If you want a different cover image, and once that's selected, you're good to hit share.
So like if you were doing one of the those ones and you just did a 15-second video because like you're just on camera the whole time.
Yep.
How do you make the different text pops up? Like that was what you were just showing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
You would
like one big long thing.
You would see this slider bar. So if you wanted for your second one to be like, it was the second book, say your second book was right here where my blue cursor is, you would scooch in this side of the slider bar, and then you'd scooch in this side of the slider bar on that book's
have that
title. You don't?
Nope. No, I don't.
Let's see what you've got.
Just nothing to squeeze in. It's just a.
Have you typed anything yet?
Tagged anything?
No, have you typed text yet?
Oh, no.
That's why you don't have it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, so like you could just like for now, like you could just write like book, and then just to practice, like,
Yeah.
yeah, and you can just pull in the ends for each specific section.
Okay.
Frances, what are you going to do? I saw you holding the bottle.
Oh,
Is it a supplement.
I've got some vital proteins. I've got some ancient nutrition, plant protein, and then
Yeah.
I've got my new smoothie book.
Everybody go buy Frances's smoothie book.
So cool.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
That's so great.
So another quick tip is if you want to film yourself holding it. So like if you were holding the smoothie book, Frances,
Yeah.
and you're filming selfie mode, it's going to be backwards. So your text is going to say whatever, smoothie, whatever, backwards.
Yeah.
So that's when it'd be a good idea to either A, just film the book itself, or B, film it off app and go into just on your camera roll. I don't know how you do this on an Android, but on your iPhone, you can just go to the actual photo and edit and then do the crop symbol and then flip it and it'll be right. It'll read correctly.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah. But if you don't want to go through those extra steps, then like I said, you just film it, here's the book, here's you filming it. But if you're going to be holding the book, filming it, it's going to read backwards.
Yep.
Unless
Got
you filmed it off app. Told you, I've learned all these things the hard way.
So
Oh
on
my
the
gosh.
app, if I was doing this book, I would have to film it like this.
Not in selfie mode. Like, just like if you were going to take a picture of your daughter and you were just like, not in selfie mode. So screen towards your face, back of your phone towards the product. Once it's in selfie mode, it's going to be mirror image.
Got it.
Now that I'm on the right screen, I do see that I do not have music. So that must be a follower thing, right? Like a certain
Nope.
number of followers?
Mm-mm.
No?
Nope. It's just a very random.
Strange.
There was a hack going around where you could switch to a creator account for 3 days and then switch back to a business account and it would carry over because creator accounts have it. But that worked for one of my clients, and then she lost it music again like 2 days later. So she had it for like 2 days. So Frances, I can't remember if you were on when I was talking about, you literally can stream music from your phone. So like today I was on Amazon Music. I go to film, like I'm playing the music on Amazon Music. I go to my stories, not reels, stories.
Mm.
Go to film a story. It will pull the music over, and then so I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. So just pretend like that was music. You can hit the little arrow at the top and save that to your camera roll, and it'll pull the music with it.
Oh, that's what that thing means?
Yeah, it saves it to your camera roll. So like that's a little hack. Like if you don't want to have it like playing in the background like on your computer while you film to have music. But like I said, there's so many, just scroll through reels. Like there's so many good ones without music. There are a couple ways around the music thing. There's also a way you can extract audio. So if you use the InShot app, I'm by no means an expert at it. I like to keep things simple around here. The InShot app, you can actually extract audio from someone else's video.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Again, I'm like, that's why today the prompt was bring 3 things, keep it simple. Like nobody's going to be like, oh, I'm not going to buy a Speech Sisters course because their reel did not have music. Like nobody cares.
I have an update. I think if you add music over pre-recorded video that might have some background sound, it sounds like the music that you add supersedes that. I mean, I didn't have loud background sound, but it sounds like it's loud enough to where
Okay.
it either drowns it out or it cancels background music
Okay,
sound.
good to know. Yeah, no, I'm serious. Like I'm learning as I go too. The only thing I do know, like I said, is if you're filming in Reels app and you select music, that's all you'll hear is the music for sure.
Can I ask a question about adding the text?
Yes.
So I added 4 pieces of text and I
Mhm.
timed them down, but
Mhm.
then right before I hit like next, only 1 piece of text is white. Is that normal?
No, that just means it's selected. Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't mean it's gonna, okay. I think I got it.
Sometimes it'll glitch too when you're trying to edit the text blocks and it'll be black, like it'll be like a black screen. You didn't lose anything. It just is weird like that.
If there's a piece of text that's kind of like faded out, but it stays, that's the only glitch I may be seeing. Does that mean it's staying through the whole thing?
That's not a glitch. That's like just showing you that that's where the text box is. So like if you did want to have like, I saw somebody who did one that was like this, like the text like fanned. It shows it transparent. So you're not like overlaying text boxes which it wouldn't matter if you overlaid text boxes, right? If they're showing at different times.
Mhm.
But if you want them to be like,
Yeah, basically you want the first one to stay through the whole thing, but then the next one go, yeah. Cool, thank you.
But like I said, you're gonna mess this up and that's fine, but just note, going back to the mistake I've made 4 times now, I don't know how long it's gonna take my brain to learn this, is that it is going to cut off your text. So, like I said, keep it in the middle. Just like, where did it go? Here, yeah. So I don't know why it gives you all of that space to put text when it's just gonna get cut off, because there is no guard that's gonna show you top and bottom for the square view. There's a guard like for portrait view, and there's, like I said, again, the text is gonna get cut off on reels, are more likely to be seen by new people or whatever. So I think this is the one where my text gets cut off. Oh wait, it wouldn't be cut off here. You can't see anymore. It's not shared in my feed. But when I did it originally, my text was cut off on the sides. Oh, this one you can see, the vague Instagram advice I can't stand. This is all cut off. Like my text got all cut off on the side. And you see how I put my text block all the way up here? Don't do that.
Oh, okay.
How I did this, Heather, the voiceover, because I'm like talking in the background. I'm sure there's like a more sophisticated way to do this, but I just made a Loom recording on my computer and then hit play and started recording.
Are filming and you have to be in the center of the square, and you are in the center of the square. Where does the text go?
That's why, to me, this makes no sense. Like, that's a major flaw in the design, in my opinion. Because there's really nowhere, like you said, there's nowhere. You have to either film like to the side of the frame or just know that.
How do you know where the text is going to go?
It's kind of like an eyeball thing. I know. Like I said, this is like a major flaw. That's why I was like, this thing has so many nuances. This other girl I follow, I shared it to my stories, but it was like her talking about, she was like, my brain with all of the glitches, she was like, like, you can just kind of go look at people's and see. And then you can also use,
because I don't get the whole thing where people are like pointing and then they're getting the they're getting the text to show up exactly where they're pointing.
That's what I was saying too.
Once you write the text, and then you can drag it to different parts of the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can pull your text just like you can in an Instagram story.
Got it. Okay.
So here is, like I said, the cover image sizing.
Okay.
That should have been down a little bit. The cover image sizing guide is the same for the text. So, I mean, technically you could have the text in like the very top or the bottom. Like if somebody watches it as a reel, they'll see it.
Yeah.
But if they're watching it if you share it as a preview to your feed and they're watching it from your feed or find you from the explore page, it's going to get cut off. So it's just, you want to have it Instagram story size, and then you just want to have it like that safe zone in the middle, but there's no guide, which sucks.
Yeah, I was getting frustrated that like the caption then kind of lays over your text. So it does show, I've noticed, like if you drag it, it will kind of show where the caption is. You know, like you said, you can't have it too low. Also, despite the square view, but even in Reels, you're going to have that caption in the bottom, like probably 20%. So like you want your text just slightly above that too.
Yep. And it will, like you said, it'll kind of be kind of transparent. You can see where the caption starts at the very bottom. If you go to my Reels tab, you'll see how many I did wrong before I figured out like where to put the dang text.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's why today I was like, not going to go into any, I'm like, let's keep it simple. Like keep it in. Yeah.
Sorry, Molly, I asked so many detailed questions, but I've tried a couple.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant by that at all. But
and I was terrified of like bringing in several and the timing, but practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't, Frances, I don't think you'll have a problem with your protein powder example because I would just film it to where your face is not center of the frame. I would be off just a little, and then you can put like favorite protein powders, and as long as it's in line with your face, like you're probably fine. Like you're probably not going to get cut off.